Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the diamond aspect of La Santa Muerte. Now, I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone discussing a diamond aspect before. If I have, I apologize because I don't remember. But all the information I'm sharing here is information I wrote down in my book. It's personal gnosis, it's personal unverified gnosis. And this is from 2 different channeling sessions. It's not a terribly large entry. It's not a huge amount of information, but I think it's information that some people would find interesting and or helpful nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and share it. And this is the drawing I did, just a little doodle of the diamond aspect. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote in the book, and then I might talk about it a little bit. So, the diamond Santa Muerte. The diamond is an aspect of high spiritual states. She is connected to realms far beyond yours, where energy is more fluid yet geometrical. She is a being of mathematical expression, of universal codes, and of vast advancement beyond the cosmic realms. She is attainment, and she helps us to strive to become closer to congruency with our God selves. Some realms, spiritually speaking, are harder to explain in human terms, and the diamond aspect has presence in regards to these realms as she observes them and flows with their energies. Her zone of power deals with the elevation to personal godhood, the dimensions of geometry, and the realms of sound, and the voids of peaceful tranquility. She is a step above godhood, a state unfathomable even to the adept. The diamond has to do with lightning, as it can represent incredible spiritual epiphanies and spiritual upheaval. The diamond can appear in a form created completely of lightning, although not usually. So, the diamond is not like a normal aspect. She is a robed aspect, but she pretty much almost has nothing to do with like regular life of humans. She is one of the spiritual aspects, but a very, very, very advanced spiritual aspect. It's not like the purple, which has to do with more spiritual growth within regular human life. She is more like going like many steps beyond that, steps beyond the silver, like steps. She's like up there with the silver in regards to just being really out there. So the human world is its own realm, right? But beyond the human realm, there are dozens, or not dozens, but just countless other realms. And some realms have different beings presiding over them. Some other realms are just higher, more advanced realms of energy. And the human world is energy, but it's very dense, physical, heavy energy. That's what makes up the matter of the human world. Now, the diamond aspect, has she kind of has more of a connection to realms that are much more higher. And it says she has a connection to a geometrical realm. So if you don't know, in spirituality, there's something called sacred geometry, and that is the idea, and stay with me for this because this is kind of hard to explain, but with sacred geometry, it basically states kind of that everything in the universe is created out of little patterns called fractals. And these little patterns come in different shapes. And these different shapes make up the basis of everything that exists in the universe, energetically speaking. Both physical things and energetic things. And these shapes are called the platonic solids. Now, the platonic solids are the shapes that make up everything in existence. And they are very sacred, and they are very spiritual shapes. And this kind of coincides with the idea that the universe is kind of like, not like a math code, but the universe is intelligently designed, and at the basis of everything is binary code, like the universe is created off of mathematical code. It has to do with a lot with numbers, sacred numbers, because numbers are sacred, geometry is sacred. And this kind of ties into all that. Her realm that she has a connection to, the diamond, is a realm of geometry. It's a realm of numerical expression. And but geometry and numbers in their most highest spiritual states. And this is a realm far, far, far beyond our realm. It's like so spiritually advanced, it's hard to even wrap your head around a little bit. So she has to deal with that kind of a realm. She also has to do with the advancement of people to godhood. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically you are your normal self, right? And then you have your higher self. Your higher self is the part of you that is connected to the divine. It's the part of you that is spiritually intelligent. It's the part of you that knows the truth of your existence, that knows it's just far more spiritually advanced than you. So you can often call in your own spiritual self, your own higher self, for advice, for assistance, for help. And so you have your higher self, but above your higher self is basically like your God self. This is the most fully realized version of you. When you learn spiritual lessons and you grow as a spiritual being in your life and you pass over to the next life, the more lives you incarnate through, the more you grow spiritually. Or if you pass away in this lifetime ends, and you are a spirit and you continue learning and growing as a spirit, you become more and more spiritually evolved, and eventually, the ultimate place you can reach is godhood, where you're practically like a god. And I know it sounds blasphemous if you are coming from a Christian place, but don't think of it as you are God. It's just that you become such a powerful spiritual being that in some ways you're basically almost like a god, because you become so powerful. And humans have the potential to become extremely powerful. Humans have the power to become ultimately entering a state of godhood, basically through a lot of spiritual advancement. The diamond is one of the aspects that can kind of help you through your ascension, to help you to kind of ascend to that really high spiritual place, for a human to reach, or human spirit. And or for, at least for your spirit. And that's basically what it's saying. She helps us to strive to become closer to basically becoming more like our God self. Basically, she helps us with this. It says that some realms, spiritually speaking, are harder to explain in human terms. Some realms are just colors. Some realms are just numbers. Some realms are just shapes. Some realms are just sound. Some realms are just an abyss of black. Some realms are just a void of white. And we don't understand these things as humans, but there are just legions, just countless different kinds of spiritual realms. And she says, well, I wrote down, she has prescience in regards to these realms. Prescience is a word. It means kind of like, it means kind of like having visions of, like if I had prescience over the human world, I would be getting prophetic dreams of the vision of the human world. I would have visions of the human world. I would be getting premonitions regarding things that are to come in the human world, the way things are going to play out, the way things are going to happen. Like having knowledge, like psychic knowledge about how things are going to play out, how things are going to progress, having visions of the future, or having access to, information about the future of these realms is what she does. These realms are highly advanced spiritually, hard for humans to even comprehend, much less to be put into human terms for us to understand. And she has basically prophetic knowledge regarding all these realms, you could say. So she's very, very up there. Yeah, her zone of power deals with the elevation to personal godhood, the dimensions of geometry, the realms of sound, the voids of peaceful tranquility. So when we think of being all-powerful, we think of that as being a god, right? Like we think of God as being all-powerful. If we ascend to a level of godhood, we're practically not necessarily all-powerful, but so powerful that we can come off almost as all-powerful to like the average person, right? But basically being in a state of godhood is being incredibly, unfathomably powerful, being in a state of godhood, because you're like a god at that point. And she is beyond that. Like she's so far advanced that than that. She's a step above godhood. And it says here that it's the state that she is in is unfathomable to the adept. An adept is somebody who is gifted, somebody who is an extremely advanced practitioner, we'll say. And their ultimate goal is to reach godhood. And she resides in a state that's far beyond godhood, which is incomprehensible, I guess, to a human. And also, the last thing it says here is that she has to do with lightning. Lightning is a very powerful spiritual thing. It has to do with, or it can represent spiritual epiphanies and spiritual upheaval. In tarot, when we see the Tower card, it's always a tower being struck by lightning. The lightning is symbolic of upheaval, epiphanies, you know. And the diamond aspect, she also can appear in a form composed of lightning, which is like raw spiritual power. And it says she doesn't usually appear that way, but she can, and she has apparently. So that's pretty much what all I wrote about the diamond aspect. She's one of those very highly advanced spiritual kind of aspects, kind of like the silver, right? The silver, I would put the silver up there in that kind of hard to understand category almost, because she's just so spiritually advanced. And I think that she is really cool. She helps you get closer to achieving your godhood. I guess again, I keep referencing the silver because she's also a very spiritual kind of an aspect. Although I feel like the silver is more understandable to humans, I guess, more accessible. She can kind of relate more to our lives we're living right now. Not that the diamond can't, but I feel like she's more like somebody who I would go to after having worked with the silver, I guess, and the purple. So, but yeah, so that's all my notes about the diamond aspect of La Santa Muerte. If you want to know about the silver, just go back through some of my uploads. You'll find it. Also, all of my Santa Muerte videos are in an enormous playlist on my channel called Santa Muerte, I think, and it has like 1,000,000 videos in it. Not literally 1,000,000, but has a, I don't know how many videos are in it, but it's a lot of videos. Anyway, if you like this content, then of course drop a like. If you want more like this, then absolutely subscribe, because I have a lot more videos that I'm planning on uploading really, really soon. And if you want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, I have links in the description below if you'd like to do that. And thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Take care.